Okay, so let's break down some Tsutomu Nihei drawings. It's architecture. So here's perfect case to show use of perspective grids. So perspective grids are perfect for drawing manga and comic books. Break down. Okay. So perspective grids give you like freedom of control space, because like first of all we need to remember like what the purpose of perspective rules. We need them to have control over like three-dimensional space, so we understand kind of its nature, let's say. So we know how to work with it, so it will look like a volume and a space and like volumetric space, and like with all these realistic qualities of distance and all the stuff. So all these perspective rules, it's tools, and it's many tools, like many rules with their own limitations. And the perspective grid is like most, from my considerations, like no, it's most convenient for artistic purpose, for artists who draw space. Let's say it's like environment for comic books and stuff like that. So here we have like let's show you a bigger size. So here we have like very versatile forms here. So it's like it's freehand, so it's it's very confusing. But let's show you here. So here we have this architectural construction on the left side, second construction here on the right side, and a third on a more far distance, right? All of them, they're like not boxes, and they seems more um, like a tubes. So like this one on the left, it's like if we have this like cylinder. Let's make it so it's more transparent here. So it's a cylinder, and the picture plane is taking this kind of part of the cylinder, but whole construction it's around. Same with the right. It's like some kind of cylindrical shape, going some kind of this, right? And same this, I assume it seems like it's also most likely like also like cylindrical, round, at least like round. Maybe we don't see whole construction, but it's definitely have this like a round quality. So what to do in this kind of situation? We need to find horizon line. So here horizon line, it's the definitely with this like level of a character head. So it's here. So he is like look out from this cave. It's like here. It's like looking outside. So his eye level is like kind of horizon line for this landscape. I see this by watching this convergence. So we have this convergence, and we have this convergence. It's kind of following towards this area. And again, it's like freehand artistic work. Sometimes it's mistakes, like like I don't know, not mistakes, but it's like not precise. Like it might be like little wrong perspective if artists don't use ruler and not very strict. So here is no straight parallel lines. Here we have this cylindrical forms. So as I told before in a previous video, like cylindrical forms, they kind of follow horizon line in this nature. It's like if here, like well, let's say again, it's like a mug, right? So it's like if we look from top, it's a circle. If we put it in perspective, so it will have vanishing point here. So this will be some kind of ellipse, and higher this from horizon line, more open this ellipse. So closer to horizon line will be more narrow, like more from side view kind of it. So closer and closer, it will be narrower, narrower, like, and while when in horizon line, it will be just a line. And then it's again mirroring kind of this effect. So this like example with some kind of object, which might be like a mug, right? Object in a space. But what if this object is something huge, like a building or mountain or stuff like that? So it's like we like camera or observer, he is very small and he kind of lost, surrounded by this huge construction, right? So this huge form became like ground, like foundation for many smaller forms. So we can say it's like shape of this form itself became surface, or making certain, like establish certain rules for space here. So like in this situation here, we have this huge like round forms in a kind of empty space, right? So our perspective only based here, only like in a constructive sense, like our perspective established here only on the knowledge of horizon line and the curvature of these forms. So if horizon line here, we have this kind of cylindrical shape here, so we can just do this thing. Let's say it will be so like making perspective grid convergence with straight lines. Same, we can make perspective grid convergence with ellipses. Just like you see, like here I establish like degree of ellipses change in the proportion. When I have this degree of ellipses change in proportion, I can draw all these lines in between here. Same like here, right? Like I can kind of feel this between, kind of in between space. I can feel this. So same here, I can find where is, what is curvature extent will be for ellipses on this tube. So you see here, now I have this. Which will be like working as perspective grid for drawing. Same with this one. It's like not very clear for me, like what exactly construction, but I will like consider it as something like also round. Let's say like this. Так. So let's say it's this kind of tube here. So we have this line, right? And this line here. But it follows this ellipse, which we cannot see. Так. And here I can, and I do this like eyeballing without making like proper calculations, all this stuff. It just should be for a certain extent. It should be look convincingly right. That's all. Так. So then here we have this like addition, which also have some kind of a general form, some kind of like roundish. So let's make it here now. Okay, let's make it like a grid. Here, third. Don't judge me too harsh. Maybe this one is more will be have like function point. Not sure. Let's just keep with this assumption like it's curved here. In a way, it's will be like good for educational purposes. Так, so here this thing also like a mug, right? In perspective. So it's kind of curved here. Here is curved more with bigger extent. This one, so here he is like kind of broken his rules of perspective because it's really like looks like everything here follows this horizon line, but he puts this one thing like it have second horizon line here because it should be like leaning downwards a little bit. So I'm really certain like he just lost it here in this detail. So then like this is like again like I say is kind of like perspective grid which help us to draw all these forms with a minor scale here. What we see other thing what Tsutomu Nihei implement kind of in this drawing is called like boolean operations. So he carved this form here, right? So it's like surface go like this and going inside. And here whatever is like some pipes kind of stuff. Then Yeah, I can edit more here. So then this form is like kind of built into here. So major form going around here is going behind this form, while this form is kind of carved in, built in, inserted inside this form. With this one, it's even more interesting situation here. So he makes kind of sections. So we can see 3 models kind of this section. So I have 1, 2, 3. So if we look here, this is like a front side of a cylinder. The cylinder divided on sections, and here will have this like entrance for a pipe or cave or house call, not sure. And each will be go lower like this. So so maybe it's like going kind of spirally going around like this. Also not sure, we can only guess, but definitely we can see on a picture here it's like this exit or entrance, it's higher than this and this lower. So we have this movement, like it's going around and moving upwards. So also these things. So if yeah, it's a long story how it works, but let's say if we look from top on the cylinder, so we divide it on sections. I have a video how to draw wheels, and there explain about these things, how to divide ellipses. So and then so oh yeah, it's like square here into middle. So if we have ellipses here, somewhere will be like a center. We will find center here. Put these 2 here, and then we can find this like curvature, like incline, and we intersect this with these lines. So we will get this kind of thing. So if talking about like how to draw architecture and like space, all this like crazy level like Tsutomu Nihei, it's to be like literate and educated on like level of boolean operations. So you need to understand how to work with 3-dimensional objects in a space, round objects like this, like cylinder, sphere, conus, pyramid, and how to like insert them in each other, how to cut from them, how to add forms, and while all of them exist in a space with a horizon line. So it's like will be like above, below, it will be like closer and more further, kind of, right? So this is all we're talking about. It's how to place objects in a space and how they relate, kind of, how they relate with each other, kind of. So, no, anyway, so I just want to make it clear here. It's like, so general form is a tube, and then this is like a sections on the tube, and they even have this like different heights. So then each of this section, it's also like rounded, also rounded. So how to reach to this level of understanding of these things? It's just like you need to more draw. Just keep drawing something you already understand. This like take some photo reference or your favorite artist reference, break it down, understand his perspective, draw it, and repeat 100, 1000 times. Just like find picture you interested to draw, picture you interested to break down, to see perspective rules, kind of perspective structure beneath this image, and draw it yourself. So while doing this, you build confidence, you build this like long memory, because right now you have only basic rules of perspective, and they're kind of in short memory because you need to think about them all the time. More you repeat, more you're doing this, more it's became like it's became so essential for you, so brain decides to put it into your long memory. And when it's in a long memory, you don't need to think it about this anymore. And this happened like gradually. First, most basic rules, like techniques, will go to your long memory. Then will be like more and more like complex rules, more and more like sophisticated techniques will be integrated into your long memory. So when this happened, when understanding, when technique became your like part of you, when it became like nested in your long memory, your short memory like freed, and your mind kind of became like more free to think about something next level. When you still need to think about, you need to like keep in mind like very basic rules, you cannot deal with something very like high level and complex because you don't have unlimited resources where you can like operate in a real time. Our like a short memory and our like a processor kind of, let's say, is limited, so we can think only about limited amount of information. So more you put techniques in your subconsciousness by constant practice, more your mind will be like have resources to work with something like really complex, really. And this is what we see in the master's works. They like say like they dealing with like cherries on a cake, you know. They don't need to think about this basic stuff. They now think about some very like fancy stuff, while all these basic rules in very advanced rules and techniques just sit in behind their consciousness and give them this opportunity to work like freely, you know. So And here we can see, let's break this down. So again, it's kind of example of inserted forms, and show you here. So it's like inserted forms or carvings. So it's like bunch of boxes allocated on a round. It's kind of, you see, like they placed like roundish, roundly. I don't know how to say it. So they're placed like surrounded, kind of, right, with a round form, but each of them more like a box or boxy form. So we have here this bunch of boxy forms. So it's typical kind of this boolean operations. This looks like this desk for architects in architects college or university. We have this desk to draw geometry forms and cut them into each other. I will make video also about this separately. So if I'm not mistaken, I think I read somewhere Tsutomu Nihei, he studied architecture, so he definitely did this homework about Boolean operations. Or even it's like they have like test exam to get into university if you want to go to study architecture. I not follow here proportions much. I kind of not important. More just want to show principles. So some of them like little rotated according to each other. Here's something. So now I can just play around, do something my stuff. Here you can also see application of this composition rule, which I used to in a previous video. Here he draw details selectively, so he makes like big spaces with no details, like here for example, no much details, and in the construction here, so it will be like he makes this like big place with no much detail, and he has this kind of areas very heavy with lines, and it's also like dark value, dark tone here. uh, extreme conditions. Так. So you see how this like minor details in small areas are also important when you know like big picture, so you can see like how they will behave. They always will behave like related to general rules. Nothing like accidental. Like every happy accidents here, they happen in a real of a structure. Structure makes this all. Structure make it be solid. So having good structure doesn't mean like to make something perfectly like calculated. It's about seeing kind of big picture. And understanding like understanding like core principles. That's why like master works always have mistakes, because master is not about perfect. It's about like say quality of some essential stuff. So you might be loose on something what is not essential, and you do it also purposefully because you know it should be a certain amount of looseness in your work. Otherwise it will be too stiff. So you choose which elements of it might be wrong. So like big picture will be not suffer from these mistakes. Yeah, also masters there produce a lot. If you want to constantly create something, it's impossible if you are too perfectionistic about your work. Then it's slow down very much everything. Thinking too much. So let me know in the comment, do you know who is Tsutomu Nihei? It's kind of like, I assume this everybody know him. He's kind of legend. It's manga blame for me, first of all. It's amazing. Then he also have Biomega. This I didn't read, but blame is crazy. When I was like first time I read blame, I was just mind blown. It's like seeing dream in form of drawings, because there's so like so much life in his art. I never seen before like environment of like, let's say, like architecture environment to feel so real, feel so much alive. So if you've seen like surreal dreams where you walk somewhere in unusual spaces, it's exactly how feels this manga blame. It's like you're into this dream. You forget you read in manga, you just immerse. Trying to follow some of his thinking. Yeah. Some practice. Back to this. So he definitely here inspired by hornet's nests. It's kind of like some kind of hornets builds a nest here. Like a hornet's slums. So I'm not being much accurate here. It will take too much time. And, oh, just to show general idea. Perspective, it's a main goal of this tutorial. But his inking is so cool. It's gray. And he make a lot of these tricks here in his environments. It's a lot of curvilinear forms and kind of swoosh, this rounded shapes. just for fun, and draw some this. Still wet, so can do. Need to wait it's dry. Okay. While it's drying, we can go to next. So here we can see it's much easier here to do. So here, as long, no, we know already, like he is standing inside this kind of chimney, like how it's called, canalization or whatever. He's inside this pipe. So this side, it's curved toward us, and the other side is curved like this. So it's kind of pretty simple here. Here you can say horizon line about here. So this thing is like, it's like bridge, which is like old, it's little fallen down. Finger here. So if we put some box in perspective, and then we want to sag it a little, so make like this. So we start to have this kind of thing. Here, yeah, here is like also like sagging on the side, so it's have like little this angle. So it's sort of ribbon, you know, so if, like we can draw like straight like this, or can like draw like this. You can even like change angle. It's like it's kind of also very simple here. You just understand this is like curved plane, This is a ribbon with can change its surface. So if I draw it through and make it drawn, maybe something like this. Uh, and here this for structure here on the far away, we can clearly see vertical lines. They're just vertical. Here it's horizontal. Yeah, so yeah, it's very simple here. It's like a flat kind of grid. So no big deal here. So it's more about just design, like rhythms. And also like distribution of lights and darks and details. Just play with it around. There's not much about perspective here. Just to play around. This cylindrical shapes on cylindrical surface. Uh, my drawing of this guy look more like young Keanu Reeves. From Bill and Ted. Yeah, hello, Yellow Art. Thank you. Get some grace. Oops. Yeah, so this one, I guess, also very basic situation. So it's like vertical lines, vertical here. Surface he walking at, it's this cylindrical construction, and on this side wall is little tilted, so it might be useful to have this vertical lines perspective grid just to have better vision of incline of this wall. Inclination. Так. Then, so when we have this like general lines, surface, now I place this like a prop, this big cable kind of. So it's somehow similar to 3D modeling. They also use this approach, like start from chunks, from very basic forms, and then add more nuanced forms and props above this general form. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here, so here will be these lines. So this kind of lines representing the axis. So we have this like a stairs. See next. Oh, this one very cool. So here we have like down shot and up shot. Here we can see by following this vertical lines, you can see so it's like it's little again uncertain here if this wall on the left and the right maybe it's like little tapering down. Seems like it's little taper, I'm not sure. Let's assume they're just vertical and they're all parallel to each other, so they follow same vanishing point below, like somewhere here, like below picture. So we have, so I can establish it here. Yeah, it seems like he just drew it a little loose. Again, it's like good quality in his work, how loose all these structures, so they feel like more lively, more vivid. So now using these two lines, right, I establish extent of angle, this kind of incline, and now I put in between. You can watch my previous tutorials where completely dedicated to this kind of perspective. It's not clear now. So this, it's all parallel vertical lines for y-axis. Now can say I will use this far side to establish this kind of z-axis. So horizon line here is above view. And so okay, so I make this sketch of a structure. I put him here, protagonist. He's like looking back. And then, so here we have this like door. He just walk out from this door. So here it's z axis, this is the y axis. We still have third dimension, it will be x axis. For, let's say this, I will establish it for this door. And it's not very much necessary, but for demonstration, just will show you. When we have this structure of space, it's space here, right? So now, even if we have so many objects which like placed in different angles, rotated, all stuff like that, it still help a lot to have this structure. It's give you also this feeling of space. So now everything you draw, it's like you're drawing inside this space. So even like, yeah, we have this x-axis lines here, but almost nothing follows this. Only a little of this bridge, of the stairs, but even them are like, they're not follow straight. So if I make a box here, like I make box coming from this wall, right? So stairs, it's like moving down like this in this box. And then like a ribbon, so it's like a ribbon. It will go in here. So this ribbon going down like this. It's going like this. Okay, this is. So about perspective and ribbon, it's have a perspective tutorials of Will Weston. You can find him, Evil Weston. He talking about ribbons in perspective. Very cool art teacher. Так. So let's make it pink. So again, you see how this ribbon, так, where's camera? Yeah, it's going like this. So it's going here and going into this. So more practice drawing landscapes, environment with perspective grids. More you do it, more confident and fluent you with them, and less you will need to think about them. It will become like nature. But not rush to believe you learn it. Usually it's not happen like from it's not like you decide like when you learn it or when it's enough to practice. Usually it's happen in a way like you did it so many times. So you can like wake up in the night and take pencil and draw perspective grids immediately. You can like, don't know, you close your eyes and you see all these perspective grids everywhere. So So when you really do it so many times, so it's became like unbelievable to not being super fluent in perspective grids. Then we can say you're fluent. But no, like usually, like beginners, what they do, uh, they draw like 3-4 pictures, and after say like, okay, I can draw it. No, you need to draw like 3-4 hundreds more at least, because you need to keep drawing when you think you know everything about it. It's just this illusion. It's a kind of this trap of a desire, like being this smart ass, like who know everything and jump into next achievement to prove yourself or somebody like you're so smart and stuff. No, so as we don't need to prove anybody anything, but our goal is to reach level, like actual practical level of Tsutomu Nihei, for example, right? You will reach it after drawing perspective grids hundreds times, thousand times. Draw it, draw it, draw it. Like people running in the morning, brushing teeth, stuff like this. You drawing environment with perspective grids, with boolean operations, all this stuff. Just keep implementing theory on a practice. It's called soft skill. So if hard skill it's a theory, then you need practice this theory to strengthen this neurons in your brain, to make your brain realize this skill, this information is very, very essential for you. And after doing this many times, drawing something complex will be not feel like a struggle. It will feel uh, like a funny puzzle. So this again, this cable also is kind of situation, boolean or 3D form in perspective. So, and also here, so this is X and Z for this wall, which we use for all space. But these walls here, their Z and X axis will be different. So you follow him, some kind of this. So if we begin this drawing without reference on our own, yeah, we just built our own perspective grids with following this approach. Like every axis will have some moment when it's just a vertical or horizon line, or maybe this vertical horizon line may be behind picture plane, but you need to establish convergence. And then some small stuff here. No more gray. Oh, it's still complete. We're grays. Yeah, if we have any question or comments, write me now. Any requests for next tutorials, next streams. So continue. So here, the second one, it's like upshot. Horizon line somewhere here, below picture. And how we can find something like about perspective here. Definitely can see vertical line. So this one. This is a vertical line here. And this vertical, right? So, okay, I make an assumption like this. Vertical lines showing convergence. Then, okay, it's here some kind of straight line for a corridor where he walking. We can see because pipe also follows this direction. So now this line here will show us z-axis. So now we have like vertical with some tapering above and like straight line for z. Coming back here. This will be like for vertical lines. Then like this will be for z-axis lines. So first I establish curvature and like curvature, like I establish angle and convergence, kind of like what kind of convergence is happening here between these two lines, right? And now I can just add between, 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 and now I can just eyeball and like continue this kind of rule behavior, right? It's my technique of drawing perspective grids. You can watch tutorial I made before how to draw perspective grids. Also have curvilinear perspective grids. Okay. And then back to reference. So we can see this is the axis and this is x-axis. So pipe is kind of making this 90 degree corner. It's just like everything here is just like little curved, but we can say it's like 90-degree corner. So kind of making like this. In here, no much examples more in the reference. What is the extent? So I just trying to establish it myself here. Let's say it be like this. So this will be a perspective grid for this upshot here. And you see, again, I repeat, even we have situation where is so many like organic structures. There's like curve, pipes, smoke here. Still something show us it's definitely perspective being applied here. Definitely like perspective grid beneath this beneath this drawing, beneath this environment. Так, so I take pen. Okay. And now I just like snap everything to this grid. So we have a lot of overlapping here. So we have this, it's like, seems like it's closest to us. Let's think. So interesting where he take all these forms. He definitely inspired by something for everything he drew here. It's amazing. Anyway, it's amazing. So then, like, this is closest to us. Then go this shape. It's pipes. And this cable. like, I don't know, this pipe. So here it's already start to be this kind of platform. So you see this platform, it's turning like this. It's like this, right? But it's always follow vertical direction of vertical lines. So even like this is start to be like changing direction, but vertical lines always follow. Okay, here I will like little change just to show curvature. So you see this vertical, it's kind of follow this vertical here. It's follow. Here it seems as like he show some break in the surface, like a torn, like some, probably it's been some fighting here, some robots. Так. Then, so this. So if people curious, pen I use, it's a Faber-Castell Pit Dual. Dual marker. Pretty much interesting. I like just you can change sides. Like this one is for lines, and this for shapes. To quickly fill this black spots. Next, it's protagonist in here. So this will corridor line kind of here. Then it's pipe shadow here. And this one is like intermediate form change. And then it's go follow this axis. So and then here above, even have no idea how it's, what kind of rules it's follow here. But when we have space and we have so many major stuff established, so we have this kind of props and surface for protagonist walking to. So stuff that above this pipe here is not very important. It's just to show us how messy this area here, how many things are crowded here. Okay, still have some gray. Так. Okay, I need to go to toilet for a quick, and I will give you some music. This channel special music to appreciate. Так, okay, maybe will be a little loud. So. Everybody run away. I hope the music was not too loud. We'll check later on the recording. So why I made today this video about Tsutomu Nihei? Because I had requests, and you also can leave me requests. Like, I will read it. Let me read. Так, I really want to draw, like here I read in like message from a subscriber. I really want to draw manga in an architecture style similar to Blame of Tsutomu Nihei. I know that he has been studying this for many years and I have just started at my age. And besides, I have never been close to drawing, but I still want to try. I have studied a lot of your videos on perspective and understood a lot, but I still lack the skill in applying and probably in realizing the use of perspective in drawings. Are there any exercises that I can repeat 20 hours a day to start at least drawing a similar perspective, like Tsutomu Nihei? Yeah, so are there exercise? So this video I make exact example of such exercise. It's study other artists. It's not like when you just take your iPad or whatever, like drawing some lines above artist drawing, and you kind of think like, okay, I kind of figure out his perspective, I understand how he drew it. No, draw from scratch. Like imagine like you draw from beginning, you draw yourself, right? But for practice purpose, to be closer to your source, like in this case, source is Tsutomu Nihei, source of a style, of this like final look you want. So you use him as reference to see like where you're aiming to. But in a implementation point of view, you're drawing like approach it like if you're drawing without any reference. So it's like if you're like this work situation, you have work situation, you when you sit in front of paper, now you start to draw. So what you will do, you will like you will have this kind of picture, you will have some like idea, some situation, somewhere something happened. So after making some rough sketch, what like you know, with this kind of, okay, this kind of guys somewhere here, something like this, and their princess and dragon, stuff like that, something, right? Okay, I make this some doodles for myself, like what kind of illustration or frame in a comic book it will be. Then I start doing it on a paper. I make some like placement, some kind of arrangement and a composition. Then if I need to space, right? So how to make space? Best it's to make it with perspective grids. So I make perspective grid and I see, okay, something like this, something like this. So now I draw more kind of clear drawing with details. let's say it's kind of bro standing here, then here will be some let's say castle, and here's like house Rapunzel or whatever, like, and you're like here falling down here, and then the sky, here's fly, dragonfly, in the sky. So you see, we need perspective grid, and then, like, of course, like other essential part of any artist, it's a lot of other techniques, which is not stop on a perspective grid. It's also how they work with the shapes and lines, how they compose their like personal flows in a drawing, like what kind of mistakes they do, like I say, like all these minor mistakes you can see like based on preferences. So different artists have different preferences, different hierarchy, like what is important, what is not important. So they usually place their mistakes in area of not importance. Kind of area, right? So to improve your ability to draw like Tsutomu Nihei with this like complex perspective, with these angles and this architecture, first I recommend it's to like draw like from scratch his frames, keeping in mind like you just want to practice process. You want to practice process from like 0 to like finish and look, but you don't need to make it like exact. You don't need to make exact proportions. You don't need to make it like super tidy, like inking. Unless if you want to improve inking and you want to have a similar inking to him, then you make precise copy of his inking style, inking techniques. If it's about composition, architecture, and this like freedom, fluency of working with space, then draws like this, like I showed today. Just again, it's like ability to break down and see through, see like on a deeper level, like structure and parameters of artist works. This ability also come through practice. You cannot this you will be like lie to yourself if you will think like you read some book or you watch some tutorial and this give you full idea and real knowledge how to work with it. No, you build this knowledge, and this knowledge improve through practice. It's a soft skill. So like in the dancing or martial arts, you can watch video how people move, or you can even like go to coach and make some basic moves, and then you will say yourself, okay, I can make these moves, so so I can fight. I'm a dancer now. No, to be dancer or fighter, you need to repeat these moves. You need to refine them. You need to make them like to repeat it so often, so they became like natural for you to do. Is something what is part of your nature, and then our brain works this way. Like when we doing something, next time we make it better than previous time, because we bored to do exactly the same thing every time. So naturally we will make it little better, little different, and by making it many times you will make it little different every time and a little better every time. So you will improve, and also you will like grow on, like how to say, like broadly, right? So because you will try many different nuances, different situations, different tools with some slightly different situations. All these environments, they all similar, but in the same time they're all different. And more you draw them, more you trained to draw different stuff, and you more open for something different environment. Like it will be more easy for you to grasp it and to deal with it, with another version of another kind of environment situation. Let's say do this. Okay. Good. Let's do some more. So also I remind everybody I have Patreon and Instagram, so you can follow me on Instagram and support my channel in the Patreon. So make me very happy. So here, let's say I start with this time. Again, you see it's like little difference. So now I start with the character standing here. Like some character. I'm doing something. I have no idea what is happening. And but what is with the space around him? What is space, right? It's so busy and so many curves, everything like rotated again. Mad sketchy environment here. I start with the platform on which he's standing. So Okay, so this probably some kind of right angle in perspective. Then I see, okay, oh, this right angle, something like this. Because he's standing straight, so seems the surface he's standing at is not tilted. So it's kind of parallel to some virtual ground, to ocean surface. And then I see here, yeah, this is kind of actually like a vertical. So we already have this line, we have vertical lines. Then here, actually I can say it's kind of parallel here, this. So we have two sets of line, and I can see, is there any distortion? Is there any conversion? Seems not much convergence, so I will just continue like this. And vertical. Maybe, yeah, okay, maybe vertical will make little conversion. So my character is vertical line. From left and right will be like little tapering down. And then, yeah, we have this line on the surface, right? Then again, feel like, do I want to make conversion? Let's say like this kind of level of conversion. And then I just extend this convergence. So this perspective grid for this picture, but draw like in different sequence. Now I can also sketch some structures here. So of course, important part here is to have this some kind of visual vocabulary for cyberpunk elements, like Tsutomu Nihei have here. Like I say, I don't know, like he inspired by something like some industrial and whatever, like insects, vacuum cleaners, etc. So then we have this thing. Here, like we have this thing here, right? What is important to understand, like I said before, it's not our drawing, so we don't know exactly what is this, what kind of structure it have. But I definitely can say it doesn't follow same vanishing point as these lines. So it's tilted to down, it's inclined. Is so artists like can be confused with this thing here, because it's like this surface have convergence, right? So it's like having like vanishing point somewhere here. But we don't need to draw in perspective grid for this thing, because it's not following, it's not parallel to ground, it's not parallel to general perspective grid. That's why, like I say, I followed logic here of this person standing straight, so I know it's not Spider-Man, or it's not some kind of guy with anti-gravity boots. It's just somebody like following gravity laws, and he's standing on this platform, like if this platform is parallel to ground. It's so he not inclined, no shift in his balance. He just standing straight. So using this, I build perspective here. For this thing, it's pretty much random. This thing here, you see some surface here, and this like wall. With this wall follows this vertical lines, like established here. And this again is pretty much random. It's like going down, stuff like that. And this one, this surface here, it's not follow same direction here, right? It's like it's not going like this. It's like little turning on a no, it makes this turn, but it's still following this kind of degree. So let's say if here my perspective grid, so this go like this, then it will go like that. So it's like there, if we imagine somewhere horizon line very far away here to where this lines is going, all these lines, they will have vanishing points on the same horizon line. And again, here is the situation when you need to have some practice experience to feel it, to feel how you change in their angle, like you rotate this perspective while keeping them on with the same vanishing point. Let's say maybe more. Okay, so let's say like this. So this our picture here. I have these lines here, right? So if I will draw other like other angle, not follow, not parallel to these lines, but other one, right? I will try to establish similar angle. So I imagine it's like these lines going somewhere here to vanishing point. You see, it's not super correct, but it's close. Still being not super correct, it will work. So yeah, like here we have this lines, then I kind of imagine this kind of direction. Anyway, it's kind of pretty minor element here. If you will make it little odd, it will look like it's just surface, not perfectly, like not cut perfectly. It's just wobble surface. So let's show here. What is really like essential here is this vertical lines on this wall. So yeah, maybe like here, make this vanishing point. Yeah, it's useful for same this chunk of construction, whatever it is, but seems it's follow same its own vanishing point, which is totally not related to all other background. This looks like design for Quake or Doom Eternal. Where's our vertical lines? Here. Yeah, so can say that in case of Tsutomu Nihei, it's kind of this advanced situation of perspective. When perspective grid, not much about vanishing point, but about structure of like big forms, like in the first drawing. So when it's like perspective depends on the form of big construction. So this will be one of my next tutorials. And also will be a tutorial about boolean operations, which is also very important in this kind of drawings. Just feel free with a place in different objects in a space and insert them in each other, carving from their form. So, and every time you do something like this, it's make you richer. It's like you own it. Now it's part of you. You copy master, you break his work, you break down his work. And now it's your own experience. Now it's something you did by yourself. You cannot claim it as your artwork, but you gain experience of making it, and like very valuable experience of like technical application. Like Hunter Thompson rewrote whole Great Gatsby. Like he say he rewrote like Great Gatsby to experience how it feels to be a great writer. It's definitely give you something. It will be like naive to believe like it's something like only you need, only what you need. It's no like shortcuts or like only one solutions, but there is something like useful and beneficial, and this practice is very, very beneficial. One of the core educational practice for artists. It's to copy master. So it's important, just remember, don't expect to see every time immediate result. Just believe it's good for you. Keep doing it, and then after some time you will notice how change happened to you after all these practices. Same like I remember vertical lines. Here's something behind. And here, like on the background, you can see some kind of signs of surfaces behind. And okay, like I say, it's not very important how to draw them. Just keep some kind of this and degree of verticality, but also like here they're very tilted, so it's no big deal. What is really important is this kind of part, because it's like a ground for a character to stand in, and this has some kind of narrative element to it. We can feel how he been walking here, or how we can approach him, and also this kind of entrance to picture here from where main character, protagonist, might walk into scene. So, Yeah, so if you want to support my tutorials, kind of be my patrons. It's a city sketch in a Patreon. It will be very nice because I spend a lot of money for books and tutorials. All this have a price. Nothing come for free. And also time I can work, but I dedicate to YouTube channel. So if I have some support for this, it will motivate me more to make more videos, more tutorials. Also, your comments will be very good for my channel if you write like your feedback, question, requests, anything. Write me in the comments to support channel, because it will be good for algorithms. So in here it's, let's say, trademark of Tsutomu Nihei. It's here epic, like epic scale views. So here is a character, kind of here, somewhere very small, and this laser hit through wall. All these like mega structures, super construction here. So also break down this picture. So Yaroslav, if you watch this tutorial, write in the comment like if it's useful for you, any feedback, question. Так. Okay, what we see here? Again, we have definitely, I see ellipse here. Okay, I will show you the reference. So here we can see ellipse. Da, 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 da. So this is ellipse. From center of ellipse going straight line. It's like as a axis middle line for this cylinder, for this pipe, right? What we also can say, we can say that this is above horizon line because we can see bottom of this ellipse, this circle. And we can see this here is like inner side of cylinder, right? So now we are inside of bigger cylinder, and we can see this curvature. So this curvature going here, and about after here, so it seems like horizon line somewhere here, because after this area, ellipses inverted, and now we see this kind of ellipses. See, so this will be general structure, general perspective grid for this situation. It's this like curve line of inner ellipses. So horizon line somewhere here. Then I want to show this object here. Look, the cylinder here. And then, so it's like, it's kind of smaller ellipse. This is bigger ellipse, but they're in the same relationship to horizon line. You see what I mean? So even like this smaller ellipse, bigger ellipse here. And then no matter how bigger ellipses will be, they always will be related to this horizon line in this situation. Так. So here's kind of interesting. Okay, so let's see. According to this construction, right, we can make this kind of size ellipse here. So this again still is like middle line. So ellipse going to this middle line, to this axis. So this is like half of the ellipse, and here is like second half. So same, I can add bigger ellipse and some more ellipses here. So you see, it's like objects, it's a cylinders, but it's like different size cylinders. One cylinder here, one cylinder is like cut here, other cylinder, it's like we are inside of it, but it's all cylinders. So that's why I say it's like next level perspective grids, because it's more about object forms of big huge objects, because now they influence all other forms inside the situation. So now, following this grid, let's say, so let me here make more. So it seems like this here and this here. This is second cylinder inner wall. So this inside this cylinder, this horizon line, this, we can draw more ellipses like this. Так. Kind of this. And here again. So what happened with this cylinder here? So we have cylinder, and he have very thick wall. Again, like a mug or cable surface, right? So in here on this picture, this wall is broken. So you can see how it's broken, and some of these parts it's extending. Так. Okay, that's visible. So you see it's broken here, then so it's like kind of these sections. You see these sections here. So I can also divide on these sections, make it through here. So now it will look something like this. So it's like also main line here. From this main line we drop this line, so it's will like cut here. Okay, yes. Center line. So another kind of boolean operation. All is very basic, but very busy, kind of like say. It's basic rules, but complex because it's so many elements. Let's make here. Make sense like this. So, and let's say here I will also cut, but cut like this, just for demonstration. So this, what is a construction of this big mega structure here. It's a tube with a broken, or maybe it's not finished construction. Maybe it's not broken, maybe it's just not complete. Right? And then inside this we see like this core. So you see all this time. Here is no horizon line, I forget. But anyway, so this kind of, so this is structure of this thing. And here we just have like framed it in the camera view. So it's horizon line. This is a ellipse. So let's again remind axis, another axis, ellipse, right? So for ellipse, this called minor axis, this called major axis. Here now I draw cylinder. Again, minor axis, major axis. As you can study from Scott Robertson book, he's perfect teacher in this. So then I can draw many ellipses here, as many as I want. I can draw it here, I can draw it here. So now I just show what is the length of minor axis. What is the length of minor axis? And then I just drop this ellipse here, right? So intersection of these two axes, it's this center of ellipse. So so I have here this curvature, right? Just established like eyeballing and like some aesthetically design and whatever, but I have axis and this half of ellipse. So I can also eyeball where will be major axis, right? So this major axis intersection with this axis will be center point of ellipse. Now if I look on an ellipse from a top, like a cylinder or a mug from a top, it will look like a circle. And this middle point, this will be middle point of a circle. So if I want to cut circle like a pizza cut, right? I want to make this pizza cut. So I make line from middle point, and now I have these points of intersection. So if I connect this, I will have cut, right? So I can make it here, can make it here. So this is how I make this cut here. I have this big ellipse here. I have smaller ellipse inside bigger ellipse. And I drop line from center to here. So now I have this intersection. I drop two vertical lines. And I kind of like mirroring this ellipse, maybe with like little bigger open ends, like it's little more opened here, right? Because it's lower, so below horizon line, so it's more open. So I'll show you on the reference again. This what I mean. This, you see smaller ellipse, we can see it very, very clear. And here is this bigger ellipse. Here you see it's confusing. Again, this is why you need to have strong base in perspective, my viewer. Because here what we have this ellipse. We have higher section here, so it's another ellipse. And from this higher section, it's a platform moving down. So it's like kind of a place for Formula One. I don't know. It's like okay, this is what I mean. Like we have this ellipse. It goes like that. This form following this ellipse, right? This other inside. In here, other going up. This line here, it's part of this upper section. So you see what's happening. So if you look at this line, you may be confused. You will think this is kind of ellipse. No, ellipse. This ellipse is going here. It's going here. This is another ellipse. And this is two connecting lines for different sections. Here I show you a reference. You see? This ellipse, very clear. Very clear. Higher ellipse, it will go in here. It will go in here. And these two lines, it's like a connection. It's like it's like this here. See? So construction here very simple, but might be confusing for untrained eye. That's why we need to train, we need to practice. Practice. And also this line going to center. Like this. See? So every cut following to the center of ellipse. So this is like its own perspective grid for every line that following kind of this like perpendicular to curvature, right? Like we have this wall of cylinder, perpendicular line will be always following center. It's kind of, say, like 80 degree, right? Like virtual and 80 degree, because if you will zoom a lot, it will be 80 degree kind of. Then here. Okay, so this one also. Also, interesting nuance here. Again, horizon line, axis, center point for this line, right? One thing is like, I need to draw one more ellipse to get this middle point here for this ellipse, for this surface. Or I can just eyeball in and say, okay, here is have stronger angle to horizon line. Here it's have much less angle to horizon line because it's closer to horizon line. Again, basic rule, basic thing about perspective grids and horizon line kind of in objects. Here. So, 2-bit track. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. All this like ellipses, side, this. So also for this one, same. It's like, let's say, it's like this additional skin, like on a tree, around this pipe. So practically, it will be like we're making extra cylinder above this cylinder and carve from it, or we just make rings, put rings above cylinder. This is like another example of boolean operation. Look, we have cylinder, and now we put a ring over cylinder. And you can cut this ring somewhere. Так, so remember horizon line, some ring, be here. So it just like make this bunch of sections with kind of rings or just sections for this pipe to show this extension. Так. And it's also example of the situation which like at first it looks like excessively, it's like, oh my god, I need to draw so many ellipses, I will lose my mind. Yeah, if you will first never draw ellipses before, or you draw like 50 ellipses in whole your life, yeah, it will be very hard to to draw such thing. But when you practice a lot, then it's nothing, no big deal. Just some basics. Just make some bunch of ellipses, no big deal. No stress about this. Yeah, so and here when I have this general form, I can carve it. So I can little carve this ellipses. Yeah, let's go like this here. Start to make mistakes. Так, let's see. So this going here. Okay, so let's just fill some blacks. Some water for brush. So, and here are all these minor details. I think I can spend some time to draw them. My point in this video was just to show how it works. Not totally copy Tsutomu, but can little have fun with this. So this, I show you all the structure. It's all what is in the mind of artists like Tsutomu Nihei. He use all these rules. He understanding boolean operations. And we can say for sure he practiced it a lot with all these boolean operations. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So for this tutorial, uh, will be all reference. You see I have a lot more. A lot. But Tsutomu Nihei is here. So maybe we'll make more streams about Tsutomu Nihei, more analysis, breakdown. If you want to see more tutorials, more breakdowns of Tsutomu Nihei, push like, share video, and write in a comment you want to see more. Yeah. For today, see you next time.